viewers don't actually see every
That's right.
day.
That's right.
Maybe the best they can do is catch a glimpse of it when we're showing the player cams. But
Yeah.
overall, you just guys don't. It's very difficult to put into words the amount of impact, importance of these staffs
Definitely.
coaching to these teams.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, perhaps you will be great. I mean, you wake up one day and you remember everything in your head. Your mind palace is off the charts, right? As a coach or as a drafter or a team. But that rarely happens. And honestly, some of the coaches, their job is just to keep reminding the players that this thing existed.
Yeah.
This is something you need to think about.
We're really good that time, right, in this hero, and
Exactly.
this is what we've been practicing. You gotta remember our practice,
remember everything.
right? And it's very big. It's a very big deal. Now we are in the draft here for Game 3 for this very heated matchup.
Whoa!
First pick Roger. I don't understand the importance of the Roger at this point.
Whoa.
That's way too much highlight, too much emphasis. First pick Selena would have been better for me. First pick Ruby would have been great, but what is NXP up to?
They are overreacting to
Way
execution.
too much, right? Oh
Look
my
at this. They banned the
gosh.
Yuzong. I understand. They
That's fine.
banned Uranus. I understand
Yeah.
that. Taking the Roger out from execration. Well, we did see execution pick it up back-to-back games.
Mm-hmm.
Now they pick it up for themselves. This is literally the trend from previous. Was it? No, it was Ling that was the NXP solid played in that. Anyways, I just want to say, execution. I love that they picked up the Ruby because NXP solid will be really strong with Roger plus Ruby combo. At least they do have that equalizer. Now XP is solid. They are gonna take the Hilda this time. Next integration, they don't have access to the Cho. They don't have the Thams as well because they themselves have banned it. So I wonder what is going to be the decision from execution. They're gonna pick up the Ling this time, or
Yep.
maybe a Hufra.
Most likely, that Kufra, now that it's available, is very much open for the taking here, and getting that to Comfort Heroes is going to be a big deal here for Execration.
Maybe I'm looking at either Kufra or Atlas.
Yeah.
For execution, and this third pick.
No, I don't know if they're gonna do it right here, maybe later, but right now they might want to go for the core still. I
Yeah.
feel like they still want to go for the core, because that's gonna be the next target of NXP Solid's bans
So
for
they go
sure.
Ling.
And they go for the Ling.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's just running the risk of getting banned out, so they have to pick it up on the third. Now, let's have a look and see what the tanks setup are gonna, what the tank situation is gonna be like. Because right now, NXT Solid, they have a very tough lineup, I have to say.
Yeah, it is. I like the ban on the Kufra. I respect the decision from execution to pick up the Ling instead of the Atlas because, like you just said, they don't want to be settling for other cores.
Yeah.
Just because XP Solid banned out the Ling. Now, the scary thing, however, for execution is that what if NXP Solid just straight up bans the Kufra as well as the Atlas and they are left
Without a tank.
without a tank, and they will be forced into picking the Natalia once again. We don't want
Yeah.
to see that.
We keep going into this pit where we don't have a tank and we have a Natalia instead.
Yeah.
And teams don't know how to do what to do with it.
They banned it out. At least.
At
there's
least,
that.
oh my God, thank you. At least,
you.
because
So that's definitely an Atlas ban. There it is.
for Atlas, just like you said,
Oh man.
now what you gonna do? What's Execration gonna do here?
So I think you pick up Garagacha.
Franco!
Oh man.
This
I
is
love it.
interesting.
You know what
Franco.
this will do?
Yeah,
It will just reset the buffs.
over and over again.
It will reset the buffs.
We're back there. We're back there in that
Definitely, because
situation.
this is I would say this is twice or even thrice as devastating as compared before the reset of the Franco, because again the tides have been different. Only one retribution, you can have multiple retributions,
Yeah.
but you only have one dedicated jungler.
And after the minion gets hit with the skill, you know what? The toughness, it increases. It takes so much more time for the buff to get taken out there.
For NXP Solid, they need a solid knockup or a stun against the Ling, and as well as this against this Franco. So they go high because they need to cancel that bloody hunt or the. There it is, Alice, right? It's that stun.
Finally there. That's what I was hoping that they would go for, and they did it. So they got it. They got a pretty well-rounded lineup.
That's right.
I would say this is even too tanky of a lineup, but it has damage.
Might be too much.
Right?
Yeah, it
has damage.
I think you go get that catch now for execration. Why not? All right. Now going back to the, I think it makes sense.
All right, dual core
Dual core.
setup for execration again.
Man, this is.
I have to say, I don't like it. I don't like this execration lineup at all. I mean,
I do feel why you don't like it, because it's way too greedy once again.
way too greedy.
NXP solid. Probably the only fault that I'm looking at now is that they don't have the best when it comes to like burst.
Yeah, burst. I was thinking about that as well. Like, okay, good job. You got a tanky lineup, but where's your damage going to come from after the last Insanity? After the Alice? Like, who else is going to do damage? You're going to have to rely on H2O.
Yeah.
And Execration knows that.
Honestly, if Execration picked up the Baksha as their last offlaner, that would have
Might have been better, right? But now,
Or a
Execration...
Jawhead. Honestly, Jawhead would devastate
yes.
the lineup of next place already.
Exactly. But instead, now they have 3 heroes that rely a lot on items to be effective in the game. That's a Ruby, that's a 1-1, that's a Ling.
When I asked Execration, Mr. Rocker, about their decision of taking the 1-1 and giving Benecutie these marksman type of heroes, they said that they trust Benecutie so much.
A lot of trust then.
Yeah,
I
and
guess.
they know that Benecutie will be one of the best side laners now if they give him the access to these cores. And I just hope that they put their trust in the right place. This time, man, it's not the easiest of lineups for Execration. However, it is incredibly strong in the late game. There's not much control for NXP solid in the late game, but early game, man, it's gonna be very, very strong.
Good luck for them getting this game into
Man.
the late game. Let's go in the last game for this series. NXP Solid versus Execration. Man, I'm not even surprised about the game free. Man, that's just how it goes between
That's
these
how
two
it
teams.
is.
That's just how it is. And here we
Wow.
go.
All right. So they are giving a lot of
Maximum
Armageddon.
control on the mid lane.
I like it. That's how you get to at least level 2 territory. Akai is gonna be helping the jungler. Yeah, take note. Akai is one of those heroes that actually deal a lot of damage to this jungle creeps.
Yep, and the jungle creeps are going to be surprisingly not touched that much by Chaknu on this Franco.
You can
Doesn't
see
care.
now, even with just a little bit of moves from NXP Solid, they're leading. This is really the problem with the dual core setup. No, I always say early game is really bad.
Yeah.
Unless you are able to like last a long time in the side lanes, and then maybe have a good time.
Yeah, most likely that's the target as well for Execration. Just stay on your lanes. Don't need to invade.
That's right.
You don't need to fight in the early game.
That's
Alright, guys? Let's just try to not die and not give these tanks even more tankiness. Let's not give H2O any reason to go out of the lane. Let's just give them the normal farm, and we should be fine in the late game. That's what they're thinking.
Even now, very scary duo, by the way, from Execration with this Franco as well as the Atlas. But even scarier is this Akai plus the Hilda when it comes to like those little skirmishes in the early stages of the game. And
Yep.
that's one thing that Execration needs to respect, I'd say.
Yeah, you don't want to disrespect that Hilda as well, right? It's a tanky hero, but the damage output and the chase potential is real. Especially if Yawi gets a lot of stacks on this Hilda.
Yep.
And that's going to be a big problem later on. No ultimate means no lockdown, but Itomax is going to be able to dash on out of there. Most likely going to go down. And looks like Blender is going to be the one to execute that guy. Very easily taken out here. by
Blender
NXP.
on point. Just enough damage for that of Execration. I think that
Maximum
they're
range, yeah.
maximum range. I think they're happy with this Ling as well as this one. Has got the Electro Flash. I want to say that Manjin is happier by by the days.
Seems to
passing
be.
by.
Yeah, seems to be. Just how you want to play it. And again, hate in the battle here is between the experience and the levels and the items of hate versus H2O. This side lane 1-1 is just there to absorb everything. Just gonna last hit, man.
Yep.
Absorbing everything until the later parts of the game. And don't expect the 1-1 to participate until like 10 minutes, at least 8 minutes.
Some movements now for the Franco in the middle, as well as the Turtle. That's I'd say one of the priorities for both teams.
Yep. Turtle is coming in here soon, but the buffs are just spawning here for Execration, so they will just relegate to go ahead for the buff takes for the meantime. They'll be fine. But NXP, they want to form that screen, that block, like zone defense eventually. Right away. So.
Oh, man, I want to see the matchup between Wine and this. That's okay.
Okay. That's what you should do. That's what Renegade should keep doing here. Do as much damage as you can, but if you can't kill the 1-1, go back. Don't give any kills to it.
Probably one of those marksmen that can really thrive against the Alice.
And there you go. That's going to be Turtle going over to that lane. Going to be taken out right away by NXP, and that's going to be a big problem. The problem is, how do you run away from this NXP lineup? The duo that's going on hard. And that's a double. That's a double for H2O.
A total of 3 kills. Make that 4.
Oh my gosh. Seriously.
We did say that NXP solid when it comes to the early stages of the game. They have such a strong composition, but man.
But you're going to get massacred if everyone's like going in at one time. They're like, that was so bad.
I like the decision from Chaklu to flicker in and just bite down that H2O Roger. Because the idea is you don't want to get the kill. You just want to stop him from popping the retribution.
Benny Cutie gonna be so low here. 4 people waiting for him. Forced to flicker out. Chaklu pulls back Yowie. At least they get 1. I don't think they're gonna get more here. But again, mission was successful somehow. For Execration to go for that defense.
Did that instant replay of the Turtle? As you can see, Chaknu tried to control the Roger so that the retribution will not be used. However, a wonderful initiation from Akai with that Hurricane Dance paved the way for NXP Solid to just eat up the life out of Execution, I mean.
Yep, and NXP, they are ahead by 2,000 gold, so they're definitely coming out strong here.
Is that Rapid Boots I'm seeing in the
I think that is Rapid Boots. Yes, I believe so.
Wow.
You want to go for that instant,
movement speed, man.
Yeah, and he was also...
There it is!
Oh, there you go, finally. Gets a very good hook in between the minions, and the arrow hits again! Hello, that's a double for E2 Max on that Selena.
Man, I wonder how far Execration can hook their opponents. Like, there is that Ruby. There is that Franco. Whoever gets stunned here by the arrow of Execration.
That's it. That's a sure hit. That's a sure hook, rather.
And he's gonna die away from his teammates by a mile, I'd say.
I like that we brought up the boots selection, by the way. Franco's boots selection is just that.
Yeah.
Chakno also played boots, the rapid boots on that Atlas, so he really wants to go straight for the engages. That's just his playstyle.
That's just how he is. That's Chaknu.
Yeah,
but to bully you. It's not about stats or whatever. It's all about just trying to be
getting into the battle right away, getting there first.
Yeah. He's the kind of guy who always has a meeting. He's always in a hurry. Yeah. Looks like it. One of the most workaholic guys here in Execration. Perhaps in game, that's Chaknu.
Probably. Definitely showing here as well. On the bottom lane, everyone is brute forcing their way into towers. They're using that tankiness that they have, right? To really bully the enemy into submission, and that tower cannot be defended at all.
I want to say that, and Execration is trailing by when it comes to gold just because of the fact that this is, again, an early game based lineup from NXP Solid. 100% all the time, the early game based lineups are always winning against these greedy cores. And Execration is down by 1,000, but it doesn't mean that it is telling of what might happen in the next few minutes. I would rather say that the real story will be brought up when we see these arrows flying, these roots fly. If they do hit against NXP Solid, Execration will just snowball from there.
They need to hit H2O basically all the time. These
That's right.
arrows, all these hooks, they need to go straight to the Roger, or else that's just gonna be the guy who's gonna take you down. Because if you don't hit the Roger, the front line is gonna overwhelm you. It's their plan is to overrun anyone who tries to go near H2O.
Yeah.
That's why they first picked the Roger. They have a lineup that can go to
That's
the
right.
back line
That's
straight
right.
to your face, and you can't do anything about it because we're so tanky, right? That's the plan of NXP and Execration. They need to play around that.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see how they will adjust though. As I think that the trend of the game, that NXP Solid is not getting all those pushes yet. This is 3 turrets in 8 minutes. I think that's okay for Execration if they can
It's
defend.
okay, yeah, absolutely.
I wonder how they can defend though. I'm looking at their lineup and there's not much wave clear on their side. That might be the problem for Execration down the line.
Oh, that's true. Again, if you want to clear waves with this lineup, you need items, right? You need items on that.
And you need to get close.
You need to get close, exactly. Even their marksman is not really that super long range marksman, right? It's sort of a hero that really fights up close as well.
Yeah.
And same with their long range mage
Yeah.
here on the Selena. It's not really a long range mage.
Not only that, they are incredibly single target damage dealers.
They need to do things like this, right? They need to go for those single target picks, and it's working very well for Execration. However,
What a
of course,
stun.
NXP goes for the tower
What a
straight,
godly stun.
dives in by H2O. Hello there. That lifesteal sustain is nowhere to be matched by NXP,
Oh my.
and he is still gonna go for it. Lycan pounce on the next target. That's Sagitnu. He can survive, but not for long. MB, what was that? That was out of nowhere. I don't think he should have done that, but all in all, the NXP Solid will still be in the lead here.
That skirmish was brought to you by Renegade.
For sure.
Wonderful stun
Beautiful.
onto the Link, punishing him before even popping that Tempest of Blades. And that damage output from the Roger really spelled the doom for Hate. I wonder what play they tried to achieve with that, but you know, and you saw the result. Renegade really punished Execration from being, let's say, that is some bad decision making.
Very, very bad decision making. I would say.
Chakno with the
Here we
flick.
go with the Chakno. Oh my god, Chester. Gonna get hooked up, cancelled on that Hurricane Dance, and now the fight is going on. Yowie, everyone's so tanky, and this is what I'm talking about. You can't hit the Roger. They don't mind it.
Oh, Renegade
look at
with
this
the
guy.
dive.
Look at this guy.
Oh
Oh my gosh, was so aggressive. Now it's gonna be up to H2O to
What a jump.
pick up the slack here.
Oh, second.
There's the Lycan pounce once more. The lifesteal is real. He's back to full. And he takes down Sagitnu as well.
Oh my goodness. That was a heads-up play from Renegade. I think the idea why he went for that dive is to force some mistakes from Execration. And unfortunately, Execration made the mistake afterwards. I would say that the Alice playing like that is calculated, but it was easily punished from Execration.
Very easily punished. I mean, Execration, they know where the orb is gonna land.
Yeah.
Right? And they know they can crowd control this guy into oblivion if they want to, now that you're on the base. So definitely an overextension, and now it's gonna be NXP. They're still playing like they have a pretty big lead, which I guess in the goal they are, but I feel like now Execration feels more confident.
Oh, Chakno looking for this.
Go for that Roger, and he's locked in. Chakno does go down, though, and the Lord will still go over to NXP. Benkidi on the rise here, going still for the back
Overlay.
foot. It's the sub in by Chester. Dive in. 1,000 pounder, not going to be hitting. And H2O, he's low, but he's the one chasing. He still wants to go in. He has that Lycan pounce. He can get his HP back, and they are going to go for the push.
Man, I feel that this is such a big victory from NXP Solid. Might be winning it all. What is the respawn timer for the Ling? It's 20 seconds.
Oh,
But
man,
it's going
I
to be
don't
up
know.
to Sagitnu.
It's going to be up for the wave clear here for Execration in the mid lane. Still going for the chase. Sagitnu pulling everyone in. Chester isolates Sagitnu. At the same time, Renegade gets taken out of the back line. And that's going to be a lot of members going down still for Execration.
Oh, hey.
H2O going to be there on the front. He is full. He is angry. And he wants to go for that tower. And the Lord helped a lot, but I don't think it was too much needed. Push on the bottom lane. They're not done. They still want to go for it. And there's nothing that Execration can do about
They
it.
don't have the wave clear, my man. And
They
we
don't
talked
have it.
about it earlier. Oh, there's the jump.
Oh my god, that's so aggressive. Go for Chaknum before he can go for H2O. Who's gonna stop me now? Says H2O. I don't think there's anyone who can do that.
Oh, hey. Not gonna make it. Yowie.
Manicutie?
Manicutie, this could be, but
That's free people, man. Take care. Woo-hoo. Gets
I was
evaporated.
Gonna say that it could be disastrous, and it did.
It was.
Man, even the you need about maybe 6 items compared to 3 items of NXP Solid to do that. You need like 10,000 of gold lead.
You need to have that 5-item 1-1 if you want to do that.
If you want to
right?
do that,
You
man.
want to do that, but he did not. He's nowhere near that,
Yeah.
and they're gonna suffer a lot because of it. No one to defend, no one to be the main carry here except for Hate. That's his tower in the mid lane, and I think this is it.
Oh, no.
They're gonna claim that
Is
victory,
it? Or is it?
and it's gonna be a fight.
Or is it?
It's under the tower. It gets delayed once more. That hurricane dance is still going on.
Benny's here.
He's here.
What?
Oh my God.
Are you kidding me?
No, I think
Oh.
that's it. Manicutie cannot.
Look at Chaknu. Look at Chaknu. Oh, it is it.
That's it. That's the victory. And it's Facebook time. Ladies and gentlemen, NXP Solid defeat Execration 2-1. And
Man, prepare your popcorns,
prepare
everyone.
the popcorn. That's already in the microwave.
Prepare
my
your
friend.
thumbs. Prepare your fingers.
Ready to scroll.
But not for Mobile Legends.
At all.
For your news feed.
For the
It's
newsfeed.
heated up. It's on.
It's on, man. I'm already opening.
NXP Solid is